Welcome to CCRPG, where we open up our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'll be running Lancer, an RPG by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson-Morgan. You can find it on itch.io. We return to our pilots just as their final trial was completely upended by an ambush. Watching as a hailstorm of explosive tears apart the defense platform, our pilots find themselves under attack from an unidentified strike team dropped off by a flotilla of nondescript transports and haulers. Oddly, the pilots received no advance warning of any incoming signals from their operator Jessica back on the DBC. As they regain their balance from narrowly dodging the bombardment, they realize their sensors are going haywire, and even as they watch the makeshift flotilla retreat, they are unable to track their movements. The only one to see this coming was Artemis, who brought Dyne to safety and resumed live fire protocols. We pick up the action right where we left off. Well, pilots, it's the next round of the encounter. You guys good to go?
We'll see.
Yeah,
I guess I am.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry we doubted you, Artemis.
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Hey, technically I don't have any ranged weapons, so I'm already ready to go.
All right, so Orion has already activated right at the beginning of the round because that was his preempting the bombardment and the arrival of the new engagement. But I am going to, well, especially because it is a ambush, I am going to give that first activation over to the new arrivals as if Orion has already taken his turn for your team. So we'll bounce back to you guys after they go.
Before they go, can I use like a free action to like send out a message to, I mean, obviously our group knows, but the security group? Like just like over the comms.
Tell me what you're trying to get across.
Basically, this is not a drill. Enemies have appeared. Prepare for actual combat.
Yeah,
that's all.
That can be part of your activation. While Artemis was like kind of taking over things and you were taking in the scene, I will say you had the presence of mind to get that transmission out. So you just on an open channel to everyone here. Okay.
That's all.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Then what we are going to do is we are going to stop over on the other side. And I'm going to activate Rust 1, the northmost infringement. So these are... I've described them as mechs in the last thing, but they're more vehicles than mechs. They are not as innately bipedal and ambulatory as what you all are piloting. These are more like spacefaring, like worker chassis and things like that. Like they have arms that have like it looks like makeshift weaponry attached onto them. These literally look kind of like rust buckets, the three infringements. They don't really have legs even. They can't stand. They're kind of like a free-floating worker torso that has like actuation arms that have been covered over with all kinds of like sheet metal and all, you know, basically these were armed but were not built for combat.
Gotcha.
And Rust 1 is going to activate, and let's see, what's his sensors? All right, so we are going to move in, and then he is going to boost as a quick action. And then it is going to against Chimera, make
Hey.
a quick tech. Chimera.
And I took that personally.
Do you have anything that gives you, any sort of cover against a quick tech?
Nah. I'm more of a melee type person than a tech person.
Does skirmisher not apply, or is that?
I think that only applies. Well, let me check. That's good. That is
Sounds
a fair
like
question.
you need a goblin attached to you for better E-defense.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to that.
Oh no, your turn hasn't happened yet. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Unless you didn't attack last turn, I don't remember what you did last turn.
I honestly
think you
can't
attacked.
remember. I probably attacked.
It is likely.
It says I have soft cover. I don't know if soft cover applies to this, but it doesn't matter because I probably attacked. So I think I just take it.
Okay. Well, it does miss you. You see as it kind of moves towards you, these things are beefy. They are like giant chunks of metal with a bunch of weapons strapped onto them and armor, but it is headed right towards you. And that will be the infringement's turn. Who wants to activate first on your team?
I passed my turn, guys. I'll let you guys decide.
I mean, I want to.
You guys do whatever you want. I am in the back and will not do anything for at least like 2 rounds. So
I want to fight. I want to fight the infringement, but he already activated, so it might be better to focus on anyone else.
The infringement's also already closer to you, though. So
True.
Well, I'll go. How far is infringement? Oops. I gotta zoom out a little.
Yeah,
don't
you're
forget you have to
far south.
reactivate your system. So
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lock-on is free, I think.
that's not damaging, so that you
it's
wouldn't
not
have to
damaging,
reactivate.
doesn't cause
that.
heat. It's just part of my normal computer layout. So I'll start. And I will. I'll cast. I'll lock on the infringement that approached. Wait, where are you, Chuck? Oh, you're up there.
I'm north of you.
Chimera's up on the north platform. Yeah, so I'll put lock on that infringement.
Sweet.
And let me think. The next thing I want to do. Let me just check something real quick. I give leadership die. That's just a free action on my turn. So I'll also tell you, Chimera, take care of that rust bucket that just landed on your platform. So you can have 1 leadership die.
Remind me again what it does. Is that just accuracy?
Yes, you can use it for accuracy, but also I now have the talent that allows you to reduce damage by 1d6 or deal plus 1d6 bonus damage. If instead of if you want to go that route, you can use the die to increase your accuracy, or if you just want to attack with it, you can kind of ignore my command and use it to reduce or increase bonus damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's called Inspiring Presence. So you're just so inspired by my presence that you perform better.
And that mech just took it personally because you called his mech a rust bucket.
I did, yes. Also, it's shredded.
Holy crap!
That's my 1 per round lock on. All right. I'm going to take another quick action just to activate my Horror OS system upgrade 1. That gives me the ability to use Puppet System and eject power cores, which are pretty powerful. So I'll use a quick action to get that system back online.
So here's a thing, COMET. What determines whether or not you're invisible?
So at the end of my turn, if I haven't moved, then I turn invisible, and that lasts until I move or take a reaction, or until the start of my next turn.
Okay, so during
my turn,
your
I'm
turn, you're visible.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and so it's only about movement. It doesn't matter if you do like attacks or actions on your turn.
Right.
Okay, cool.
During my turn, I'm just always visible.
Right.
It's in between turns that I
just
might
didn't
be
know if the invisibility between turns still activates if you were like firing weapons, because some invisibility is dependent on that. Yours is not.
The confusing bit is I'm the opposite. I'm always invisible on my turn.
You're the inverse.
Yeah. So if it's my turn, I'm invisible, like just straight up, and then then I can hold on to it other ways. But
yeah, me using weapons or systems during my turn doesn't affect it as long as I don't move. However, if I do take a reaction in between my turn, that also ends invisibility.
You got it.
All right. So I'll get my one of my systems back online. Since I haven't moved, I get to use my spotter talent to do another lock on. And I will lock on, let's see, let's just do another infringement. Let's do the one that's closest to me, this one that I'm pointing to. All right. And since I did that with the spotter talent, I do get to learn its armor, speed, evasion, e-defense, current HP, and mech skills.
All right, I'll just do them one at a time as the ones you asked for, because it's too much information for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an overload. So ask me the things you want. You know them now.
Yeah, let's get the HP.
18.
Okay, HP. What's its evasion and e-defense?
9 and 7.
9 and 7. Oops. Okay. And does it have armor?
Yes, 1.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
Can you tell if they have structure?
Apparently, that's not one of the things I learn with this skill. I can learn it with my NHP.
He has another thing that gives him even more data, which is why I just ask him to tell me the things he should know, because I'm not going to remember what he gets to learn from each thing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What mech skills does it have? I was going to ask that.
I would need to give you like a big list.
It's not that important.
He has
actually.
dual shotguns, follower count, breach ram, brake armor, limited handling, crew, type, flyer. Like That's
fine.
Okay.
I don't need to really know it. If it was like one or two things, but it could do a lot. I get the picture. It's not going to change what I do. All right, cool. That's
At what
it
point
for
do you give him just the handout sheet?
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, I don't want to just give him the handout sheet because there are like things that are different from sheet to sheet, and it's very complicated.
Sure, I'm joking. Yeah.
The ownership stuff in here is like, I don't want to have to deal with that. Please make it not that hard for me.
All right, I'm set. That's it for me. It's my turn.
All right.
Cool.
Now the defense forces are going to activate. I need to roll something. Oh, okay. So, you will see as why didn't that activate? Yep. There we go. KESTRAL. The repeller that is in the control zone with you activates. You will see it starts to rearm its weaponry. It is going to activate its ram cannon to put... Did you move around, KESTRAL?
Yeah, sorry, I was pressed the wrong button. That was everything.
I just saw in my other, off the side of my screen. I'm like, something's moving around.
Nah, I'm just getting ants in my pants. I'm good.
Its only fireable weapon. It basically has a gun lance, right? It rearms the shell in its ram cannon as a quick action, and then it is going to move. They have a lot of movement, don't they? They do.
I don't like the direction you're moving that cursor.
Back here. As it retreats towards the rear of the platform, it remains radio silent. Okay, that is the repeller's turn. And now, I'm currently, you are not completely allies yet. The defense forces are a third group. So it will go, defense forces, them, you guys, like in a circle. So now it is back to the ambushers. I'm going to activate the Northern Fraud. This is the first sense you all get that something is wrong. As this thing moves, you realize fairly quickly that you cannot track its movement from one space to another. It is, even through like the optical cameras that are like looking out your mechs, it is as if it disappears from one spot and your mech is only able to pick it back up once it has ended its movement at a completely different space.
Is it just like a floating ball based on the token?
It is very different than the rusts. These are Ox 1 and Ox 2.
Okay.
They almost look like armed satellites. They have a bunch of like little hexagons kind of like floating off of it. But yeah, they are kind of like floating balls. They're large, like they're size 1. They're bigger than you would be. Like if you got out of your mechs, you would be able to get in one of these things. But they have no arms, they have no legs. They're like floating vehicles of some sort.
Interesting.
And then, ooh, wow, it has a lot of sensors. Chimera, it is going to use warp sensors against you.
Yeah. All right.
That'll be a 15 versus your E defense.
Yeah, that's a hit.
A target within sensors takes 2 heat, and all attacks you make until the end of your next turn treat all of their targets as having soft cover. As this gets into your systems and the weird glitches you're getting to your detection gets worse. Everything around you almost seems blurry, and every lock you have on surrounding enemies like keeps breaking and then reacquiring, and then breaking and then reacquiring. It's like you can't get a solid lock on anything.
Huh. Over the comms, Chimera is going to say, yeah, there's something weird about these satellite things.
Next, it is going to use glitch scanners, which sends out a pulse over the entire battlefield, which is very similar to what happened that you all noticed in your systems when this group of enemies first appeared. They get to teleport 2 allied characters within sensors, 5 spaces in any direction, revealing their true location. As you all realize, as your systems break and reacquire, the infringements are a lot closer to you than you realized. All right, it's back to you all.
Is it all right if I go next? I need the clear heat.
Go for it.
I'm at the danger zone, like 6 out of 7 danger. So
Weak.
I'm sorry. I'm a filthy heat casual. Bob, you said
The
there was
Principal Skinner's pathetic meme over here.
yeah. Bob, you said there was a UI for clearing. I thought there was like a UI for all our actions.
On your character, there is a button for stabilize.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about other session. Okay, I am clearing heat. Cool. So now I am at 0 heat, and then I think all I'm gonna do is, well, Chimera is gonna rush the infringement. So I will move up in its face.
All right,
and then
stop. As you do that,
no.
the fraud that is closest to you, as a reaction, activates Blip, a hostile character in line of sight. Oh, this is a reaction. You get to do whatever you're doing first.
Okay. Well, I mean, is it a reaction to me moving, or is it a reaction
and it's
to
a
me
reaction
attacking?
to someone taking an taking an action. Movement isn't an action.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. No, that's why I said you get to do a thing first.
Oh, it isn't an action. Okay.
Movement is not an action.
Well, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, because the next thing was I was going to overcharge to get 1 heat back, and get a quick action to attack the infringement with my battle axe. So just record that heat, and then I imagine this will be when you use your reaction.
Your overcharge is up to a D6 now, buddy.
I cleared my heat.
It doesn't matter. Your overcharge stays overcharge. Like your overcharge is for the whole battle.
Oh, my
you have to click your overcharge 1d6.
I'm using ComCon. I did not update this.
No, you guys have overcharged in the previous parts of the fight.
Give me a sec then. Let me update that. Oh, fuck.
Look at your character sheet. It's correct on your character sheet. If you do an overcharge, you will have to roll a 1d6 for heat.
Okay, let me think about this. Let me hold off then, because I feel like heat accumulation is going to be a concern here, and I don't want to get max heat immediately afterward. So I'll just get ready to fight the infringement next turn. So I will end here.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm sorry. You used stabilize, right?
Yeah.
Stabilize is an action.
It is, yes.
Yes. So fraud is going to activate Blip. I'm sorry, I did not.
There. Oh, good. We're warming up.
Hostile character in line of sight takes an action. The creature that you move towards moves 5 spaces.
So let me move back to my original position because technically it didn't happen yet.
There.
Okay. Let me just move closer. So now that I know where its true location is, I'm going to move in its general direction. So let's see.
Yeah, sure.
My movement is... Fuck, what is my movement? 5. It's been a bit. Oh, I can still be in its face.
You can still get up to it.
Yeah, it works out perfectly. So yeah, I'm just going to move to its new location. So
sure.
What's up? And I'm going to end here.
Sounds good. All right, now it will be the security force's turn. This repeller that is over by Orion is going to activate. It is going to reload its ram cannon to make it a live fire weapon again. And it is going to retreat towards the rear of the platform. Anything else it needs to do? No. So now it will be the opponent's turn. All right, we have people a little bit closer now. In its new location, Chimera, you are going to get to have fun with them again. The infringement right behind the one you're targeting is going to activate.
You mean this one?
Yeah, the one right behind your target. The one closest to you that's not engaged with you.
Oh, well.
Behind your target. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. It is going to try and do what the other infringement did. Is going to target you with its quick tech follower count.
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
a
a
hit.
19 versus your E-defense. It gains +1 accuracy on all attacks against you and may boost once per turn as a free action, so long as it moves towards you.
Okay.
So it is going to do its free boost immediately, which will get it a little bit closer towards you. And now you're within range of its dual shotguns. So it's going to target you with those next.
I like to see it try. I mean, it will, but it is within range 3, by the way, so it will get spiked.
Did you activate your protocol that makes it longer range?
No, actually, the protocol only makes them do more damage. It's always been range 3. I was just double checking the sheet.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're so far away.
They're really good spikes, Bob. Here, I'll post the description in chat.
Yeah, that's fine. It will go ahead and take 1. Boop. All right, so this is going to be dual shotguns. This is 2 attacks at once, targeting either the same character or different ones. So I'm going to have to roll twice because it basically pulls up both shotguns and just fires them both.
Is that a -2?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How
Yeah,
do you
they're
describe
very
those?
not
even me.
accurate. They're incredibly inaccurate.
Wait, it's 2 separate attacks, aren't they?
It is the same weapon. I just had to roll it twice. It is a single activated weapon. It's like as if someone pulled up 2 shotguns at the same time and just fired them both. It's just, it won't let me roll it as a single roll.
Yeah, I was just reaching for that extra damage, but makes sense.
Yeah, it's still 1 attack. It just does it with both. It has a special ability it gets to do if it hits with both, which is unlikely. I think that's all it can do. So that means, KESTRAL, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna reload all my weapons as there should be a full action, right?
Well, Barrage will let you do 2
mounts.
4 weapons, essentially.
Right. My integrated was destroyed in the last combat, but if I understand correctly, I should be able to just turn that back on instead of it being flipped
You should be able
off.
to, you can take the destroyed status off of the integrated weapon mount. Especially because what you're doing is you're basically firing pistol, hand cannon, pistol, right? You're barraging to do all 5. So all 5, you've reactivated all 5. Yes.
Okay. And then I'm just going to move.
I've undestroyed your pistol
there. Thank you. I was going to get to that after, but all right. It's a boring turn, but that's it.
KESTRAL. Being where you are located, I need you to make a. Where is thing? It is.
Well, can I refuse?
No, you need to make a save. It is a system save.
Okay. No accuracy impairment.
No, just a straight system save.
18 should work.
Yeah, that was a good one. Hey, KESTRAL, for a moment, your sensors seem to work correctly. There is something wrong about where you are located. Like, you see a blip on your scanners that goes away, but is concerning. And it is close. You do not have long enough to get an exact direction, but there is something very close to you that you did not like the look of on your scanner.
Was that at the end of my turn or when I moved there? AKA, can I use the rest of my movement?
Yes, when you moved to this location, it happened.
Okay. I'm going to use the rest of my movement to then, which I have 8 movement because I'm a fast boy. I'm going to move back then this way some.
So yeah, you basically were hovering over where the hangar was, where all the interceptors came out of, and like a flash came across your console of like, oh god, there's like a huge reading right nearby, and you quickly skipped back off of it. You do not detect a follow-up reading of any sort. Honestly, you can't tell if it was a false reading or a real reading, but if it was real, it would be concerning.
Okay. Then over the comm to my allies, I'll just say something's wrong. There's something big by the hangars. It's possible that the station's planning something. And then just that's it.
All right, the end of your turn, KESTRAL?
Yep.
All right. The flak cannon is going to activate. It powers down.
What?
All right, back to the ambushers.
These guys are useless.
A infringement and a fraud that haven't moved yet. I'm going to activate the fraud. It is going to move in, heading towards the defense platform, and seeing Orion just right ahead of it, it is going to get right up to its the allied infringement that's been moving in. And Orion, it is going to target you with warp sensors.
Cool.
Do you have any cover?
Nope.
That will be a 22 versus your E-defense.
My E-defense, the only thing that's decent.
You will take 2 heat immediately.
Oh no.
And all attacks you make until the end of your next turn treat the enemy as having soft cover. It has invaded your system and make it very hard for you to get a good sense of where your enemies actually are.
Neat.
And then it is going to use its glitch scanners to move 2 of its allies. It is going to teleport the infringement that's right next to you, Chimera. You thought you were charging towards it, but actually, it's over here.
Jackass.
And then the other fraud had moved further than it had let on and is actually in Control Zone 1.
Oh no, are they trying to take the control zones to win the contest?
You have no idea. You would guess no, because that would be silly, but who knows?
I want this contract.
Look, it's a tough economy. People need to get jobs.
All right, the 2 repellers still have actions. The repeller to the south is going to activate. is going to fly 8, and then it is going to boost 8 off the map.
GTFO, I guess.
They did not open up comms to you. They have said nothing during all of this.
Can
I'm
we
considering just abandoning the station.
I thought about it.
Can we can Astro say, "Hey, where are you going?"
Oh, absolutely. You say, "Hey, where are you going?" And I assume you do this on open comms.
Yeah.
It just goes out. The retreating defense forces do not respond to you, but in response, over your intercom, you get, "We're coming right to you. We're gonna take you corporate dogs down."
We just got here.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
That was coming from the rust buckets, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
The people you were trying to talk to did not respond, but the people who are attacking you are more than happy to talk to you.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
At least we have someone to talk to.
We've identified a security flaw. The security team has abandoned their post.
And then this infringement is going to activate, who is right by Orion. Orion. It is going to target you with follower count, which is a tech attack. 13 versus E-Defense should hit. It has accuracy on all attacks against you and may boost towards you as a free action if it would like.
Okay.
But what is going to set up instead is it's going to fire on you with its dual shotguns. So, miss and hit. Hey, it hit once. So a 7 versus your evasion will hit for 6 damage.
5 damage because armor.
Nice. The first actual damage you guys have gotten this fight. This other repeller is going to activate, and he is going to move and boost as fast as he can away. You will note that as they get out of range of the defense platform, the repellers also fade into the static. Like, you guys are receiving no updates beyond what is directly around you. Any long range detection you guys have is completely shot, and you're no longer receiving information from the DVC.
Okay.
Now the 2 interceptors are going to activate. So the first interceptor at the far north is going to activate. It sees this fraud arrive, and it is going to fire missile launchers against it.
All right. At least we have someone helping us.
Yeah, really.
It misses because the fraud is invisible. And its missiles just go wild. The fraud are doing such a good job completely negating people's ability to lock on or detect anything. The missiles have no chance of seeking or smarting to their targets. The interceptor tries to fire on the fraud and then will back up over its hangar that's now on fire because of all of the bombs that were dropped on it. This other interceptor is going to activate, and it's going to try to do the same thing. It's going to attack that same fraud. A miss. The invisibility does not throw it off, but its missiles are not fast enough to keep up with the little floating satellite that bobs and weaves, and the missiles all go flying different directions. And it is going to move and then boost to also get back over towards its hangar. It seems the interceptors have stayed in order to continue fighting.
Okay, then.
Interesting.
All right, top of the next round. Starting with this round, you guys will activate first.
All right. I can go get some things out of the way if that works.
Go ahead, I won't stop you.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So first of all, let's just go for broke and take my protocol, core power, consume the core power, which is prophetic interjection. So I'll have the tactical simulation reaction during this scene. That, if you remember, means that if an allied character in line of sight takes damage from another character in line of sight, I can roll d6, and on a 4+, I reveal the true position of my allied target, and they gain resistance to the damage done, and they can move up to 3 spaces. All right, so with that done, let me look around at the frauds here. So I am going to do that's Orion.
Locks on me. Wait.
Hold on.
Yes. Let's lock on this fraud right here. And
The one closest to you and Orion.
yeah.
Yep.
And then I'll do this. Then I'll immediately spend that lock on and do an invade attack on that fraud. And I'm going to try to eject power cores on it. So let me give myself 1 accuracy.
It is invisible.
Oh, it is invisible. What do I have to roll? D20?
If you lock onto it, like if you target it, like T to target it while over top of it, and then hit your button for doing your thing, it should show you a bunch of options to select, and one of them is invisible.
Invisible, yeah.
And it should already be checked if you targeted the right thing.
Yeah, and then it also has consume lock on. Perfect. Okay, let's roll this up. It is okay. So I rolled a 14. I guess I got through the invisibility.
Yes. So if you click on your roll, it'll open it up for you. You'll see at the very top you rolled a hit on invisibility.
Got it.
So you either roll hit or miss on the invisibility. It's a coin flip, basically.
Yeah.
And then you rolled your attack, and then you added your d6 for accuracy. So that's how you got your stuff.
Okay.
That little ghost picture's killing me. It's a little Pac-Man ghost with like a XD face right next to invisibility. It's so funny. I don't know why they did that.
That's great.
All right. So target. So I did an invade. So right off the bat, he gets. What is the standard amount of heat they take?
Is it
again?
2 heat?
I think it's 2 heat.
Or 1 heat.
Let me double check. Invade. Yeah, the target takes 2 heat, and you choose one of the invasion options.
All right, it has 2 heat. And then you ejected power cores. It has become jammed.
Yep. Astro jammed.
All right, let me make that big jam so I remember it. You did consume the lock on.
And also, since I consumed the lock-on, my Snow Crash skill means that your target can choose to take 2 additional heat or be pushed 3 spaces in the direction of my choice.
So the infringement would also take 2 energy damage, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
So you lock on to this little satellite thing, and you cause it to eject its power cores, and you watch as these little micro bursts of like static electricity rocket around their little plates that seems to hold at a small orbit around itself. And the infringement that's right next to it, you see like an arc go from one of those to the infringement, as the infringement is not expecting this energy damage. Although it is still just energy damage, so it does get to use its armor against that. So some damage, but not
one damage.
One damage. It's something. He got static shocked.
Something. Yeah, he's like, ow.
And then it's moved or take heat.
Yeah, move or take additional 2 heat.
It will allow itself to get moved.
Okay, so let's just move it straight 3 spaces back to the west.
All right. And then I always need to look at this. What is jammed exactly?
I think it just can't take any actions, really.
I usually always have the thing open next to me for the statuses and conditions. So let me just pull it back up so I have it.
Can't use comms.
Can't make attacks, and take reactions or benefit from tech actions. Cool. Yeah, it is. You have shut it down, basically.
Yep. I can only use it once per scene on each character, but there are a lot of characters to go around. And it's until the end of their next turn.
That makes sense.
All right. That's it for me. I'm not going to move, so I'll go back invisible. Oh, I do get a free lock on. So I'm going to put it on the infringement that's close to Orion.
It already has lock on.
Oh, you're right. That's not invisible. Yeah. So let's do the infringement that's to the west of Chimera.
Sounds good. It is locked on.
All of the lock-ons.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, fraud is no longer locked on. Yeah. Oh, that's the invisible symbol. The invisible symbol looks kind of similar to
both,
lock on. Yeah, they both look like little suns. Yeah. Okay. That's it for me. Thanks.
All right. So it will go over to their turns. Let's see. I would like to activate Chimera. You got hit last turn by a warp sensors, didn't you?
Yes. By
and
the
Orion got hit by a warp sensors, right? Orion? You got hit by the other fraud's warp sensors, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to pick a thing to use for the warp sensors, so I remember who has it.
I got crit with the warp sensors.
I'm gonna put tier 1 on you if you have been warped sensors.
I have been pushed to the highest of tiers.
You're a tier 1 Pokemon sub? What?
Oh, we don't want to talk about it. It's no big deal.
The
other
statuses
now, I
are
guess.
not. Yeah, the other symbols are not useful for these purposes. I'm going to remove the repellers from the combat initiative since they left. They retreated. All right, cool beans.
I can wait. Whose turn?
No, it is their turn. They're going next. Chimera. Actually, no. COMET. Who's shredded right now? Because some of your lock-ons cause shredded and others don't. And how long does the shredded last?
It should be just this one.
How long the shredded lasts is important to my question as well. COMET. Todd.
Oh, sorry, I had the software mute on. Yes, that infringement, once it takes its next turn, it'll lose a shredded at the end of its next turn.
Shredded happens, drops at the end of its turn. Okay, then that determines who I'm activating. That infringement is going to activate. And as it activates over open comms, just broadcasting to everyone, you hear him shout from within his mech, "Corporate dogs fed by blood-soaked hands, we won't let you feed off our misery anymore!" And then he charges at Chimera. He's
got some good slogans.
Yeah, it sounds like he rehearsed it. Like that's something he wrote down ahead of time.
I'm going to repeat what I said to him. It's like, I just got here. What are you talking about?
It is the other infringement that successfully follow counted you, so this one still has to. So he is going to try and follower count you. 24 versus your E-defense.
I mean,
so
I have soft cover now, but I don't think it makes a difference.
It will not, unfortunately. Yeah, D6 will not get you below your target value.
Yeah.
All right, and it is going to fire on you with its dual shotgun, so it'll take 1 damage. You have soft cover, and it has accurate. Okay. So they kind of just negate each other.
Yeah.
That will miss.
Ooh. Dude, you're bad at this.
And accurate soft cover. Miss. It fires upon you twice, both unable to get in on you. And that will drop his shredded. Now it is going to be the Interceptor's turn. The Northern Interceptor is going to activate, and at a safe distance, they are going to continue firing missile shots at the enemy infringements. So it is going to target the closest infringement to itself. And it is going to spend your lock-on to attack it. To crit for 6 damage.
Nice.
So that infringement will take 5 damage. As you watch a bunch of missiles launch out from the Interceptor and just slam into the side of the Rust 1. That will be the Interceptor's turn. Now it is back to your side.
Is it all right if I go next?
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Cool. Yeah, someone just attacked me. I feel like I should defend myself. So, Chimera's going...
I'm sorry. I just remembered. Did the infringement here take 1 damage from your armor because it attacked you?
It did.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, good. I forget all the time. It's going to be extra important because I'm going to activate my protocol. So now it does 3 damage. So make sure I actually update the... there we go. So now pokes do 3, because I feel like it's going to be hard to hit these guys. But Chimera is going to approach the infringement and pull out its her drill. Gonna drill him, hopefully. Now, because he did the tech attack, does he get I forget, does he get soft cover, I believe?
Soft cover. Yep.
Okay. He does not have lock on, but my first attack of the round gives me accuracy, so I think it cancels it out. Oh, and the drill has auto-stibbling hard points, so I get 1 accuracy anyway. So it's 2 accuracy versus 1 difficulty, so it's just 1 accuracy now. And let's see, let's roll that footage. 6, which I don't think is going to hit.
A 6 will not hit their evasion.
Disappointment. Yeah, then I guess that's it for me.
In response to your attack, the Northern Fraud, as a reaction, is going to use Blip. And the infringement that you charged in on is going to move 5 spaces.
I'm going to assume he can only do that once because it's a reaction. So
it is a reaction.
At the very least, Orion, you are sure he's not going to float away if you attack him.
I mean, there's another one though.
Yeah,
but he's
I mean,
jammed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's jammed. That's true.
Like, I feel like part of this fight's going to be making the frauds consume their reactions, so we don't have to worry about the other guys teleporting. But
Oh, that's true.
that's it for me.
All right, you no longer have warp sensors on you. All right, and then it will be the other interceptor's time to go. The other interceptor needs to be close enough to launch its missiles. So it is going to move closer. And then while it does, it is going to fire the missiles at the infringement that just moved. Hey, another hit.
Nice.
So
something's
that
hitting
is
them.
going to do 5 more damage.
Interceptor's got MVP award already.
Yeah.
Do they need our help?
Look,
All right.
we're just softening for them.
Kestrel or Orion?
It doesn't matter. I can go if you want, Jay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
I'm fine. I don't understand what's going on, so.
Alrighty. So, start of the turn, I am in the danger zone, and thanks to my deep well heat sink, I gain resistance to heat until the end of this turn. 2, as a protocol, I'm going to activate my Asura protocol. Normally, this would cause 3 heat and instantly, cause stress, but I take half heat, so I only gain 2 heat instead of 3. So, that's a plus.
Your thing says you only have 5 heat in Foundry.
I didn't update it in Foundry. I updated it in the combat log. Because I took 2 heat from one of them.
The frauds invade, basically. Okay, cool beans.
So we'll update that just on both sides just to make that.
Okay. Yes.
So it's 9 out of 10. All right. So the Asura protocol gives me essentially 2 extra quick actions or an extra full action. So my first full action is just stabilize, and I'm gonna cool my mech. I don't have any conditions, but whatever. So that resets my heat down to 0, but the deep well heat sink lasts until the end of my turn, so I still have resistance to all heat. And due to vent heat, my frames trait, because I stabilized and reset my heat, I get soft cover until the start of my next turn.
You got it.
Then we're just gonna follow up with a barrage, and you know what? We're gonna target the already. We're gonna target the one that has lock on first and see how that goes.
Okay.
So, where are my weapons? We are going to fire. Wait, it's T and fire. Let's see here. I'm consuming lock on, so it's wait. Yep, okay. I crit.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
So that's 10 plus 3 plus 6, so that's 19 damage.
Well, that 3, isn't that the 3 heat to yourself? That's not...
That's 3 burn.
Oh, okay. All right, then 16, 19. Hey, Orion, how do you finish off this infringement?
So the infringement is so focused on me that when I stabilize, all of the heat that's released from my mech causes it to be like distracted, and I just fire from the steam going right through its cockpit.
All right, and that kills the crab.
All right. That should put me stabilize. And then 2 heat because I still have resistance. And then we are going to follow up on the other infringement who's just been bombarded. And why did I accidentally close the Prometheus's character screen? We're gonna fire the soul pattern laser rifle, and I don't have any accuracy or lock on, so just a straight roll. I rolled a 4, so that's a mess.
Oh, did you roll with difficulty? You should have difficulty on all your attacks.
I think I...
It says you didn't, but I think you would have hit anyway because it would have been 13 plus 3. If you didn't have that accuracy, it would have been 13 plus 3.
I don't think I did.
Which still hits their evasion.
Yeah. Okay, that was my bad.
No worries. It like I said, it still would have hit anyway, so. But I just saw the symbol on you. I was like, oh, right, that drops at the end of this turn, but you need to use it.
That's it. I'll just add that. I'll add that one last heat from my laser rifle and call it a turn.
All right, Orion. At the end of your turn, you see the symbol of Artemis, who has been bouncing around between different screens in your cockpit, like attending to the various systems in your mech. Now that she seems focused on the task at hand again, like she's kind of refocused herself. Her symbol is different. No longer is it just the face paint, like the hunter's face paint that you're used to seeing. In the very center, in kind of the negative space where there is no face paint, there is now a symbol that is similar to the Delphic Epsilon, kind of like lodged right in the center of where her forehead would be if she had a forehead.
Okay. I kind of glance over and I go, cosmetic update, Artemis?
Dyne, there's something else going on.
What would that be?
There's something else here. I don't know where, but there's something big.
Caster, provide Artemis the support that you can. See if you can identify what it is. I'll focus on the battle.
All right.
And I'm going to relay that information to the rest of the group because KESTRAL already informed us, but just more confirmation that something else is here. And that maybe we should consider retreat.
All right. It is back to your oppidant's turn. I'm going to activate the fraud that is jammed. I think all it can do is get its jammed off. Can't talk, can't melee other than improvise, blah, blah, blah. Can't take reactions or benefit from tech actions, and that's all it really has is tech actions. Oh, it can move. It moves. That's all. Boop. It'll move. And then it drops its jammed.
All right. And that one cannot be jammed again. Could you put like a custom marker on it?
Can you just make a custom marker, Bob?
Hold on. Let me open up
make
Photoshop real quick.
Let's just get crazy with it.
Yeah, can it look like a fish?
Here's the thing. We never use the engage symbol because it's easy to tell who's engaged and who isn't. I'm going to put the engage symbol on, though.
Okay, perfect.
Did he even propose, though?
You know what's funny? When it's small like that, the engage symbol actually kind of looks like a little power cord that's been severed to my eye, so that'll be easy to remember.
Or like a USB extender that was unplugged or something.
Right, exactly, yeah. All right, KESTRAL, you're up.
All right, you guys probably aren't going to like my turn because over the intercom I'm going to say, guys, retreat. Negative, do not engage. We do not know if they are friendly or enemies. Our sensors are haywire and there's something going on in the middle. And then I'm going to fly away towards the other guys that left. I'm sorry.
KESTRAL, you end your turn.
Yes, I do.
All right. Now everyone else is gonna go. The fraud to the north is going to activate. It is going to use warp sensors on Chimera.
Awesome.
That'll hit. You will take 2 heat, and everyone has soft cover to you next turn.
Well, at least I cleared my heat.
Yeah, so you're only at 2 heat. That's not bad. Are you updating in for Foundry as well?
I'm doing that one last, but I'm about to update it.
All right. And then it is going to, as its other quick action, lock onto you. It's going to give you locked on.
And I just used my protocol and everything.
And then this infringement, who is the one closest to you, Chimera, and still has you. It still has you in its follower count ability. It is going to move closer to you.
It's going to get poked.
Yep, that's fine. It is going to take the 3 damage from your needle protocol, as it is going to pull up its dual shotguns, and it is going to spend the lock-on on you as well.
Let's see. I think that's a hit, isn't it?
It is. So 13 hits.
I'm going to use one of my...
So the lock-on was used up by one of those 2, by the way. It doesn't get to use the lock-on for the second bit.
I'm going to use my... Well, like I said, one missed. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to use one of my Blade Master dice to see if I can deflect the shotgun blast.
Okay.
So if it's a 5 or 6, I have resistance. It doesn't matter. So I take...
Right. You will take
6,
4, I think, down from 6. 4 damage from the infringement shotguns.
Oh no, I'm at 17 out of 21 health.
And then... let me just... Yeah, that guy. All right, so grapple is just a hull, right? Just a hull skill check.
I'm not the one to ask that. I'm so sorry, but
it is.
So let's make a hull skill check with accuracy.
Who's it grappling?
The Southern Interceptor. You all watch as a giant mechanical arm, and by giant I mean big enough to grab a mech, rises up out of the destroyed hangar. It almost looks like those mechanical type arms you would see on an assembly line, like making cars with, basically. A giant mechanical arm rises up out of that hangar, wraps around that interceptor, and so grasping claws, it has a +1 accuracy to anything that it has grappled. So it has 3 accuracy. Yeah, so a 19 versus the grappled interceptor as you watch this giant mechanical arm rise up out of the hangar, grab the interceptor, and crushes it.
Yikes.
The interceptor is completely destroyed in the crushing grip of this thing. As you watch, a horrifying thing like rise out of the destroyed hangar bay. It is it is literally a sphere of metal that, pointing out from that sphere of metal in every direction, is like 20 mechanical arms, all big enough to grapple an entire mech. Always for everyone, as the claustrosity rises up out of the mech hangar and destroys the interceptor.
I smiled, but you're a dork.
Can we get the clip from Toy Story when they say the claw?
The claw.
The claw.
Let's see. How do I make it visible on the thing again? Come on, combat tracker. You should be able... Oh, right. There. Now you can see it on the combat tracker. So that was one of its turns. This giant... Have you guys ever seen what a mere battle sphere looks like?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That is what this looks like, except it is assembly line claws pointing out from it in every direction.
I think I still have the card.
Jason moved that thing into my nightmares. And it is going to move with its second activation this round. It is going to hover slowly towards this other interceptor. It is going to make a hull skill check against it. With accuracy. 16. It will grapple the interceptor. I think it's just hull defense, right? Like they have to roll a hull save against it. It's hull versus hull for grapple.
To grapple, choose an adjacent
evasion?
character and make a melee attack.
Okay, so it is just versus... Is it melee attack? Really?
It's what it says in CompCon under actions.
Well, regardless, it is grabbing it, and then it is trying to do the claw crush.
I think we've all accepted the fact that it could probably grab these interceptors pretty easily.
So these interceptors, they are caught by surprise from this thing that rises out of the wreckage of this, what used to be their hangar, and crushes both of them. Funnily, they both only had 8 health, so it was exactly enough to destroy them. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I will use that for you guys. Except also the claustrosity has this fun ability. It can boost and take reactions while grappling.
Oh, nice.
Thanks. I hate it.
As this claustrosity rises up and destroys these two interceptors, you hear transmitted from the infringement closest to Chimera, just another enraged shout over the radio. "We're here to break the tools of our oppression. Stand in our way and be broken as well." It is your turn.
All right, who wants to act first?
KESTRAL, I guess, won't be.
Well, I haven't left the battlefield yet. I did not boost away.
Yeah.
I am still within range to turn around, but we'll find out if KESTRAL's coming back or not.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not acting immediately, as KESTRAL seems torn, as you guys are now cut off from the claustrosity.
Yeah.
I mean, we could flee the other direction, I suppose, but
It was
I don't know. It feels like in poor taste to bail at this point.
in poor taste. It's frowned upon
Well, I mean,
in polite society.
I don't think Evelene would back down unless, like, Astro's giving the call, like, okay, we are leaving, no questions about it.
Astro will say, see if you can start to retreat, but stay out of range of that claustrosity thing, if possible.
That's a stupid name. Out of context, Bob, I love it. That's a fantastic name. This is Evelene talking.
Yeah, hate Evelene, not Chuck.
Yeah.
I have enough room in my heart to hate both.
Thank you.
All right, so I can activate here. I'm gonna try to hack the claustrosity.
Okay.
Within 15, it's within sensors. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'll lock on first, but I'll lock on first.
All right, lock on still happens.
And it is shredded for what
causes the shredded from lock on?
So that is the prophetic scanners. It's one of the traits I have with the Swallowtail. Once per round, when Swallowtail inflicts lock on, the target also becomes shredded until the end of its next turn.
So it is more about finding a weak point than it is fucking with their stuff.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Like, hey, like the armor is thin and in the joints or something.
If that is how it works, then it still regains shredded.
Okay. All right, and I will now attempt to invade it and jam its systems.
You do an invade, okay?
Yeah, I don't even know if it'll work because it's not like a traditional, enemy. But we'll see what happens.
I mean, it runs on technology. It has electricity and controls like we hacked.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. All right, rolled a 17 on it.
Let me just check something here. It has no power cores to eject. This thing seems like you try to hack it, there is no system to hack.
Okay. All right. I figured that there's a chance that would happen.
Although, Comet, you do get some insight as you're trying to hack it. And by insight, I mean dangerous information. That is, this thing should not function. As far as you are aware, the way it is moving and acting, this thing has this. It does not make sense to you why it is working. Whatever this thing is doing, it is outside your understanding.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I'll say I couldn't hack it. And I
It is
will...
like, if you look at the core of the thing from the distance, it is almost like a ball of scrap metal held together by you don't know what, with a bunch of assembly line arms coming off of it. You don't even know if there is any computerized systems in there.
Okay.
It's odd that it can do anything.
Interesting. So I'm like, I don't know what's controlling it. And I am going to move. What's my movement again? It is 6. So I am going to move. Let's see where I want to go. Yeah, just straight shot. More. Just due east.
All right, you're going to head technically towards the claustrosity.
Technically, I am. And I'm just hoping I'm maybe out of range. But I don't know that.
So, is the plan we're going to keep fighting?
I said retreat, like tactical retreat, avoid the claustrosity.
Okay.
Retreat to a mech that moves 3 spaces in a turn. Okay.
The claustrosity is going to activate for the first time this round.
And I'll turn off my invisible.
It is going to float, propelled by God knows what, out towards you, Chimera.
I hate it.
Chimera is going to attempt to grapple you. So that is just a melee attack against you.
I mean, it does take 3 armor piercing.
That is A-okay.
It's also shredded.
I mean, armor piercing, it doesn't matter, but yeah.
It won't be shredded by the end of its turn.
And it gets accuracy to grapples. So... target, melee, accurate. 11 versus your evasion.
Probably hits. Yeah, my evasion's 10.
It will grapple you.
Fantastic.
And it is going to crush you now that you are grappled.
I know it doesn't work like this, but I feel like if you're squeezing me and I'm covered in spikes, you should take more damage.
Unfortunately, that is not how it works, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, would be. All right, let's do this.
Oh, hey.
Holy shit.
It does 8 damage.
The dice roll was 29, by the way. That's the one I'm holy shitting about.
It also has deadly. When it deals critical damage, when it rolls a crit, it rolls an additional 1d6 damage. So 11 damage, actually.
Okay, it's not part of the roll. So it's 11 minus 2 is 9?
Yeah, 9 altogether.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm in danger.
Stranger danger.
I was thinking more of what's his face from Simpsons. Drawing a blank on his name. Whatever.
Ralph.
Yeah. How do you break out of a grapple again?
I don't know. I don't get grappled in the first place.
The grapple ends when either character breaks adjacency, the attacker chooses to end the grapple, the defender succeeds in a contested halt check as a quick action.
Okay, I'm guessing this guy's got killer haul.
That is the claustrosity's turn.
Fantastic. Can I break out of the hole? Or you try to?
You can, if you want.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop you.
I mean, why would you? I have questions if you're trying to stop me.
as you see the Prometheus just plodding away. Distract them for me.
I mean, part of me just wants to just drill his ass because he's right there. But no, I'll try to break the grapple.
So where's the thing for grapple on? Weirdly, it's not in the statuses. Grappled is its
under
own
action
role.
economy, and grapple. Everything for grapple is under the little grapple action.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Well, I have a +5 the hull, so that might help.
Contested hull check. Yeah, as a quick action to break out.
Okay, well, here goes something. Did you say this was a quick action?
Yeah, quick action.
Okay. No accuracy, no difficulty. Actually, can leadership die help with this?
Was it what you were ordered to do?
No.
No, but you can use it for damage reduction or increase, but you can't use it for accuracy unless you're using it against that infringement.
Oh shit! I could have done it for the crush earlier. I forgot I had one more dice still. I'll save it for later. Here we go. Hull save. 19.
All right. It has veterancy hull, so it gets accuracy on this save or on this check.
I hate it. 19 is good. Now, is it good enough?
So hull.
Yeah!
It is enough. You
15.
break out of its grasp. Barely. This thing is strong as hell. Chimera, only because your mech is as strong as it is, are you able to push out of its grasp.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna bail. Cheese it. Get out of dodge. So let's see, my movement is 5? Yeah. So I'll just move and boost. So that'll be 10
All right.
movement.
You start a movement within its range.
That's fine.
As a reaction, is going to overwatch you or threat you with its claws.
That's
He
fine.
dodges because of his skirmisher, right?
I attacked last turn.
No,
I
you have a new turn.
New turn, yeah,
It
you're
restarts
right.
on your turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get that out of the way then.
No, I mean skirmisher is don't you avoid the first reaction against you each round?
Yes, and you get to
That's what I was
move, I
referring
think,
to.
as well.
Yeah.
You are correct. Yeah, first attack automatically misses.
First reaction, I think,
Yeah.
is.
Yes, it is first reaction.
Thank you for calling that out. It's been a while since I've looked at Skirmisher.
Also the infringement is going to do his as well because it has a threat 3.
Okay, well, I care less about the infringement, so let it get it out. And also, it will actually both of them take 3 armor piercing. Come to think about it.
Did you get Overwatched, Chimera?
Overwatched by the claustrosity.
Yeah, you move 2. You can move 2 for free. Just so you know, that's free, and then you can move on top of that.
It's still the same instigation that started both attacks, though. Like he started a move which triggered Overwatch for both of them at the same time.
I feel like that happens before I move, even though I triggered a move. So we technically have to wait until the infringement does its bit.
Yeah, he's still going to get the shotgun off, but you will get extra movement out of it.
Yeah.
He still has his accuracy on you.
Do you not have the third thing from Skirmisher? Or no?
Yeah, you're confusing me, Jay. Yeah, I do. And so it negates the claustrosity, but it's the first attack. So Bob's activating the infringement afterwards, so it does its attack next. That still applies.
Okay, I must be missing something then. All right.
What are you saying, Jay? In terms of
so something caused an Overwatch to hit Chimera. The
2
first reaction.
Overwatches.
There's 2 things attacking
Claustrosity and infringement both get Overwatch on
I see
Chimera.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
The claustrosity automatically missed it. Then the infringement gets to do its Overwatch as well.
Now, if Bob had activated the infringement first, I'd be more in trouble.
So you're saying the first reaction from the first Overwatch doesn't take precedence from the other Overwatch as well. I understand what you're saying now. Okay.
All right, Chimera, you get extra move as well.
Well,
So wherever you were moving, you get whatever additional stuff you were getting on top of that.
Right, and the infringement missed, by the way. We didn't call that out, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So I moved to, you said 2?
2.
2, and then I'm going to move the 5, which would be, are these blue structures walkthrough, or are they,
You guys are kind of like 0G moving over this. Unless you actively take cover by any of these things, they don't really count.
Okay, I wanted to double check. Thank you.
You're going to have to take cover by them for them to affect, because you're kind of fighting in 3 dimensions above the defense platform.
Yeah.
And as the platform got bombed, a lot of this all got destroyed.
Okay, and I'm going to keep moving 5. I'm just seeing what I can take cover behind. There's nothing really. Well, actually, I could go behind the big ass structure that the claustrosity emerged from. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. So, whoops. So I'll move. I'll keep on moving east, and now I'm moving behind the building.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
form
you
of
can
cover.
take cover behind that building.
Okay, so I've escaped the claw.
You have escaped the claw.
Yeah, I've done my full actions. I'm done. Claudacity.
All right, you done Chimera, right?
Yes, I'm done.
All right. I am going to activate the westernmost fraud, who is still coming in here. It is going to... Orion, it is going to attempt to warp sensors you.
Neat.
That's going to miss. A 9 versus
Holy
your
shit.
E-defense.
Oh.
Something
and then
missed me.
It is going to lock onto you.
Okay.
It is back to your turn, Kestrel or Orion.
If you want to go first, you can. It's up to you.
Okay, so that's like it's gonna take forever. I mean, I'll go. This is gonna be a long run. All right. Let's see. Where can I move within 6?
I might be able to help you if you let me hack your systems.
We'll see. Plus, your thing is active, so I might get a chance to move passively if they decide to attack me.
That's true too. Yeah.
So you're yeah.
I have some ways of making you
all right.
move faster a little.
So I'm gonna move and boost, trying to retreat towards Kestrel. And then I'm gonna turn around and try and fire at the infringement. And they don't have soft cover, so I don't have difficulty on this as far as I can tell.
That is correct.
So we are going to, let's see how well. We're going to fire my prototype weapon and see how this goes.
Okay. As you fire the prototype weapon, the fraud also activates its blip. So let's figure out your damage first. That definitely hits.
A crit.
And then it looks like the overkill rolled, so you're going to take 1 heat. And then it takes 8 energy damage.
Yep.
Ooh, with armor. Okay. It is not looking good. It is looking bad. Very bad. But it is also getting blipped. To here.
Neat.
It is right up on Orion and Comet now.
Alrighty. That's all I got.
All right, that you got it. All right. Then I'm going to activate the infringement that's almost dead. It is going to target you, Orion. It already follower counted you, right?
Yes.
So that just gets to stay on there. It is going to activate its dual shotguns. It's going to spend its lock on the first one of these.
Okay.
Six will miss.
Okay.
And then 11 will hit for 6.
Comet.
Yeah,
Do
let's do it. So I'll use my tactical simulation reaction, and I'll roll a d6. Okay, 5. So on a 4+, the attack was actually a simulation predicted by your processor. You gained resistance to the damage, and you may teleport up to 3 spaces, representing your true location. So it kind of works like Blip.
So 6 down to 5 halved to 3. So you'll take 3 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then you get to move. Nice.
It might have even been more useful if I didn't roll a 4+, because you don't get resistance, but you can teleport farther. You can teleport 6 spaces.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, KESTRAL.
All right. I'm really hoping to invoke some rule of cool here at some point. This is probably going to take multiple turns, but there's like a ship here.
Yes.
Presumably it works. Presumably I could.
It does have scaffolding up around it, but as far as you can tell, it's not like it's being built or anything. It just seems like the scaffolding that they use for maintenance stuff. So
I don't need the thing to go far. I need it to turn on and move.
Okay.
I want to try to either hack this, or if I can, get inside it with my mech, and I want to autopilot into claustrosity is the plan.
Ooh.
All right.
I like where your head's
we are
at.
going to make that definite. Okay, so
Which I'll move back towards the ship to, like, whatever I need to do for it.
I will. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be you basically starting a skill challenge during the fight.
Yes. I figured.
Your mech is small enough that you can get into this thing, but the hallways are still not made for a mech. What I will roll is it will take you 1 additional turn to do what you are trying to do in terms of skill challenge. If you try to do it while in your mech, if you dismount from your mech to go through the hallways, it'll take 1 less total turns to do what you're trying to do. It will take less total turns to do what you're trying to do if you dismount from your mech, but that means you won't be in your mech for whatever you're doing currently. So you'll have to basically leave your mech in the hangar in the back of the ship if you want to run through it on foot as a person, or it will just take you 1 turn longer to do what you're trying to do if you go through those hallways in your mech.
Yeah. I will do that.
So
I guess
in mech or out
overcharging
of
wouldn't
mech?
make much of a difference if I did.
No,
would it?
this is going to be every turn you will get to make a skill check, and that will determine if you continue forward with successes or have to hold up and keep trying.
Okay. Yeah, if it makes it quicker, I'll dismount for it.
All right, so you land the Tweety Bird in the back open hangar of this little transport ship. It is barely big enough even to fit the Tweety Bird. This is not like a pod ship. This is not made for transporting mechs, but there is enough cargo room in the back of this thing for your smallish mech to fit into it. You could drag your mech through the hallways, but it would definitely slow you down.
Yeah. Seeing that, I'll quick eject from the mech and start running down towards the
yeah, as an experienced pilot, you're able to read the signs of the mech real quick. I will let you make your first skill check now on this turn as basically your main action for the turn. So tell me as a pilot check what you do as a skill trigger. What you do to try and get where you're... So you have 3 things you're going to have to do. Get where you're going, get the ship working, get the ship to do what you want it to do.
Okay. Get somewhere quickly is the first one.
Absolutely.
Easy peasy. I can't think of any modifiers necessarily, but I would argue I want to take an overcharge on the mech to get there quicker to get accuracy off of this. Will you allow that? So I'll have to roll a 1d3 and gain the heat, but...
I will let you do this.
Okay. So I'll get
just
accuracy
because your
on
mech
that.
is so quick.
Yes. That is a 25.
That seems kind of low.
I think what plays into it is exactly what I stated. As a pilot, as an experienced pilot, even this ship that you've never been inside of before, it is apparent to you where you are supposed to go to get done the thing you're trying to do. You were able to dip through hallways. You luckily don't seem to run into anyone on your way in here. That does not mean you realize as you're moving through, there's not anyone on here. That you don't know, but you have made it to the cockpit by the end of this turn.
I will yell out as I'm running through the hallways, if you're on here, escape. But
okay, you got it.
For whatever that does, right? But and I also gained 2 heat, just heads up for the overcharge. So
you got it. Yeah, the Kestrel will have 2 additional heat for when you come back to it.
All right.
Do you tell us what you're doing?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so from our perspective, you just jumped in a random ship.
I doubt you're paying attention to exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
With the claustrosity going on, because this all happens at once. You were getting grappled and shot while I was flying into this ship. So,
but our sensors show that you've parked your vehicle.
I don't know if you can trust your sensors right now.
Fair.
So you justify it however you want. If you know I'm in here, you know I'm in here. I don't see how you would really piece this together, but it's up to you.
I imagine all I would know right now is where your mech is. I don't think I know if you've dismounted from it, unless I do like some.
And it's not like I'm going to leave you
scan. Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to leave you guys hanging, but it's also not like I can trust our sensors or communications right now either. So
yeah.
The Northern Fraud is going to activate. It is going to move its speed towards the fleeing Orion and Comet. And the first thing it is going to do is it is going to use a quick action to transfer its data veil from itself to the infringement, making the infringement invisible and losing invisibility on itself.
Oh, a cool trick.
It seems handy.
And then the second thing it is going to do is it's going to glitch scanners. And then 2 allied characters within its sensor range are moved 5 spaces immediately. So it is going to move the new invisible infringement ahead of you, Comet. You thought it was chasing you, but it has somehow made way and gotten ahead of you. And it is going to move the other infringement 5 spaces closer to you, Comet.
Okay.
And Orion. That is that fraud's turn. The infringement that it turns out was actually closer to you than it seemed is going to activate. It is going to I believe this one still has a follower count on Orion. So it is going to move towards Orion.
I think not me. It was the bottom one and the dead one. Because the one that was at the top was fighting Chimera.
Ah, okay. Well, if that is the case, then it can really just decide to fight anyone.
I'm sorry, Comet, but...
All good. I've been invisible this whole fight, so
yeah.
happy to help spread the love.
Hold on. Where are you? Yeah, no, I think it wants... I think it... So far, Orion's the one who's killed someone. And these people
almost killed a second one.
What's that?
And almost killed a second one.
Yeah, I mean, listen. These guys, they're pretty passionate. They saw you kill someone. They're going to keep attacking you. As this one tries to hit you with follower count, you hear him shout, "Have you sold your everything? What did they buy our deaths with?" As it's going to follower count you.
Cool.
That will succeed, so it gets +1 accuracy, and then it's going to fire its dual shotguns on you. Miss with a 0. Hey, a hit.
All right, I'll take 5.
For 6 down to 5. And then finally, the claustrosity activates its second time this round. It is way faster than you would expect.
Oh boy.
I like to pretend it has a lot of little legs that are just claws, and it helps them move quickly.
It floats. It floats kind of like the Angels and Evangelion float.
Don't make me link a Tim
God.
Curry clown gif.
Orion.
I like the analysis.
It comes up to you, my friend.
Okay.
Wait. Let me...
The lucky customer of the day.
Hold on. I need to see. Its speed is 7. Yes, that was its best movement. Okay. Orion, first, it is going to make a grapple against you.
I'm going to laugh so hard if it misses, but it's probably impossible.
It will hit. You are grappled by it.
Neat.
Secondly, it is going to attempt to crush you with the claw that it has grabbed you in. It really is just this. It seems like that's what it can do. Why
change what works?
Yeah, it is going to attempt to crush you in its powerful claws. An 18 versus your evasion will hit for an 8 down to 7.
Okay, I take 7 damage. 3.
That is the end of the round.
Phew.
Back to your side.
Do you mind if I go first? Kind of helps
Oh, no.
dictate a little bit of what's going on.
By
I think.
all means.
It's up to you guys. You can go if you want.
All right, Kestrel, your 2 remaining objectives are get the ship working and get the ship to do what you want it to. You can do those in either order now.
Okay, I am going to... That doesn't really work. I'm going to get the ship working first.
Okay. It is off. The barriers to entry here it is currently off. And you don't think you have the authorization to fly this ship.
Okay. Can I essentially space hotwire it, do I think, quickly?
Yes, that is a valid way forward here.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to space hotwire it. I am going to invoke two things here. First of all is I'd like accuracy because I am a pilot and I know the inner workings of ships and how to get them going.
Your background will grant you accuracy.
And I think stay cool is a pretty good
this is
here.
Dexterity under pressure. Absolutely.
All right. It's a 23. Dude, that's 2 20s in a row. Come on.
With a 23, everyone on the battlefield sees a new energy signal appear on their sensors as the ship that his... Oop, I did not mean to place that.
What?
It blows up.
As a energy signature coming from the ship's engines that was docked at the rear of the defense platform, all of a sudden come alive and the ship's full power comes on.
What the hell?
What fresh hell is this?
All right, we are going to go to our other side here. Man. I think the claustrosity is going to activate for the first time this round.
All right.
Good luck.
I mean, I'm going to get crushed, so...
It is going to move... There. Orion, it will drag you with it.
Neat.
And Comet, it is going to make a grapple against you with one of its other giant arms.
Okay.
Why do I have the flak cannon targeted? Flak cannon is not.
It could grapple the flak cannon if it wants.
It shall not.
I'm cool with that.
A 14 versus your evasion.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All
buddy.
right, now you are also grappled by the claustrosity.
Question for you, Comet. Does your core power work on you?
Well, I have to take damage.
Okay.
For the core power to even, be able to activate.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's the trigger, is that they take damage from another character. So if it's just grappling me, there's nothing I could do about that.
Now that you are both grappled, it is going to attempt to crush its original target.
Now I can do something here if you take damage.
A 19 versus your evasion, Orion.
Well, I'm structured.
Let's see what Comet does, maybe.
Yeah, I will use my reaction again. Reactions refresh round by round, or do I have to wait till it's my turn?
I think it's turn by turn, isn't it? Or is it
I think it's per round.
But it's like that. Is it? Okay.
We will find out. So reaction.
Yeah, it's a good question.
One reaction per turn. Their turn or that of another character. And then you can only take one. Once you take a reaction, you cannot take it again until the beginning of your next turn. So yes, it does refresh on your turn.
Okay, so I can't take that reaction now.
Okay. I mean, I would be structured either way. Mm-hmm. So I have 3 health. Cutting resistance wouldn't help me. I mean, it would free me from the grapple, but
I don't know what it would do with the movement.
If you were teleported out of a grapple, the grapple breaks.
Okay.
It would be like the claustrosity thought it was holding on to you tight, but you were able to trick its systems enough that you were able to move out while it wasn't paying attention, and then it squeezes down and you aren't in there or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
By coincidence, Ferris Glass also can be used to escape a grapple. I'm looking it up right now. Because it's movement from position, so I could use that to help people escape as well.
Either way.
All right, so yeah, you're going to take a structure on that, Orion.
I am stunned.
Ooh, direct hit. That is not what you want to see.
Nope. Because I had a way to break out of the grapple, and now I'm... Well, I guess I'm probably going to go next, huh?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
That is the Claustrosity's turn. Orion, Chimera, or Comet?
I'm going to go next and just clear my stun, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
God,
All
this
right.
jerk just demanding to go on his... Can you believe that, guys?
Rude.
I mean, we have to put up with him, you know?
All right,
All right,
Orion,
so
you
my
start
turn
your
starts.
turn. You
I
end
clear
your
my
turn.
stun.
You got it, buddy. And then... there. Interesting. Okay, cool beans. Let's see who activates next. I think this northern fraud, the one that is a little further in towards the hangar, is going to activate first. It is going to... move in towards the hangar more. And everyone's kind of doing stuff. It is going to attempt to warp sensors you, Orion.
Okay.
That'll hit. 24 versus your E defense. You will take 2 heat.
Okay.
And then it is going to lock on to Comet.
Okay.
All right, Chimera or Comet?
Hmm.
Do you want to go, Todd, or should I go?
There's... why don't you go?
Okay. Chimera is going to circle the building. And let's see if I get this positioning right. Okay. Unfortunate. I do have the boost to get to position. So Chimera is going to move and boost to get in range of Orion. I guess I should be really here. And then I'm going to shoot a grapple hook at Orion to pull him out from the grapple. I just have to be within range 8. Technically, you can contest this. I don't think you're going to.
Honestly, I would almost prefer you grapple Comet than myself.
Your Comet's too far away.
Is he even with the boost?
Well, I'd have to circle the building to get to the other side. Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. I was looking at the infringement, thinking that was Comet. Yeah, I could move the Comet if you think Comet's the higher priority. I thought you had a teleport, Todd, which is why I wasn't going to focus on you.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm saving Comet. Yeah, I'm pulling you 5 spaces toward me.
Okay.
All right,
And-
Comet. Yeah, pull yourself 5 spaces towards Chimera.
I contest it.
All right.
How dare!
How dare. Okay.
I just throw
5
a
spaces.
grapple onto your head and just pull you out.
All right, and that's everything then, Chimera, since you
Yeah,
had
that's
to
all I
move
can do.
boost. Okay.
Save the squishy.
Oh man, I didn't want this prize. I wanted the Guess I'll have to do it again next turn.
I am going to activate the... the other fraud is going to move 5 spaces. As you watch its signal warp out and then warp back in. And it is going to target Chimera with warp sensors. 17 versus your E defense.
I have soft cover. I don't know if that counts for this kind of thing.
So it would have only been 12, 14 versus E defense.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you
I
have
guess
soft cover?
Because I didn't attack anything this turn.
Using Ferro Slash doesn't count.
I dealt no damage.
Okay, cool beans.
I mean, it doesn't matter. My E defense is 8.
Okay, yeah, it'll still hit. You will take 2 heat.
Nice.
And you have everything soft covered to you.
That's fine.
All right, Comet. You're the last not act on your turn.
Okay. So let me just see. Puppet system doesn't count as knockback. Grapple ends when either a character breaks adjacency, such as if they are knocked back by another effect. The attacker chooses to end the grapple as a free action. The defender.
Oh yeah, he'll
free.
definitely choose to end it.
I mean,
For what it's
can
worth,
I charm
Comet.
it?
For what it's worth, Comet, I can break out of it on my own by firing a cannon. Because part of the cannon's firing is I could force myself to move.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious if my puppet system would work to get you out of the grapple. I'm not sure. That's like sort of that's sort of unclear to me. It says your target moves at maximum speed in the direction.
No, moving
of
your speed is a thing you can't do while immobilized.
Okay.
Because that you're telling the target to move. That is not that is not pulled or pushed or anything like that.
Yeah,
that is trying to move under its own power.
It does specifically say it doesn't count as knockback, pushing, or pulling.
Exactly.
Okay.
He tells me to move. My mech's like, no.
Move. It tries, but it can't. All right. So let's see. So I know I can't really hack the claustrosity, but I can. Let's see. I am gonna try to hack the fraud that's up here.
Yeah, sounds good.
I haven't hit it with eject power cores yet.
Yeah, not this one.
So I'm gonna try to Astro jam it. Trademark.
Also,
pending.
it is not invisible currently.
Yeah, indeed. It transferred its invisibility, so makes it a prime target. So let's see what we got here. Invade. All right, got it.
A 14 will hit its E defense.
And it's jammed until the end of its next turn.
Jammed. You got it.
All right, and then I'm just going to continue to move away. And as I move away, I'm going to put lock on the. Let's also put lock on that fraud as well. I just didn't spend it.
What's that
Or,
comment?
I was mumbling about putting lock on the fraud, but actually, can I put lock on the claustrosity?
The claustrosity already has lock on it.
Oh, does
that has not
I
been
see
spent.
That symbol.
No one has attacked it.
Okay, so let's put lock on the fraud that I just jammed.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and that's going to be it for me.
All right. Let's see here. I think.
Oh, and it's shredded, if that matters. I don't remember.
It doesn't have any armor, whatever. I'll put the shredded icon on it, but.
That's good, because I don't know if a dropship has armor piercing. Oh, I'm sorry, you meant the fraud. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
If you want, we could attach my drill to the ship.
I'm not saying no. That sounds great,
It
but
sounds
that
awesome,
might
but
take
I mean-
a little too long.
Yeah,
How much duct tape did you bring, Chimera?
sufficient.
All right, Orion. This ain't great for you, my friend. I'm going to activate the first infringement. Is going to target you. That it still has its follower count on. It's going to make its dual shotgun attack against you.
At least I'm not stunned.
Oh, missed you.
Oh,
I was kind of
Excellent.
hoping it would hit you because now I can. Oh well, okay. I got my
Wow.
wish. I'll use the my tactical simulation reaction now that I can. And let's roll a d6. 1d6. All right, so you get resistance to that damage dealt by the attack, and you can teleport up to 3 spaces.
So 6 down to 5 down to 3.
Yep, puts me at 20. Team Chew Toy, go.
I'm part of Team Chew Toy now. It's a new role for me.
yeah, it sucks. Congratulations.
All right, and then the infringement is with its other quick action going to lock onto you, Orion.
Cool.
The other infringement is going to move. It is going to use its free ability to boost directly towards its follower count target. And then it is going to kind of move around you a little bit, trying to circle around you. And then it is going to dual shotguns you. That'll be a hit. And a super miss. I'm never going to be able to do the thing where they have to hit twice for it to trigger.
Look, if they can't hit twice on me.
Yeah, no, they're just not set up for it. So yes, that will be 6 down to 5.
Neat.
That is the infringement's turn. It is going to lock onto you, though.
What am I at? Huh. I just realized there was a marker for the danger zone.
The claustrosity is going to move over towards you and past you. And it is going to attempt to grapple you.
Well, that's an automatic success.
It's not even going to spend the lock on.
It almost missed.
It almost missed.
Wow.
It does get a grapple on you, though.
It would need to roll an actual 1.
And then it's going to try crush you with its giant claw. With its giant claw. It is going to consume the lock-on for this.
Okay.
So the reason it wanted to consume its lock-on was so they could
Crit.
try to get a crit. So we'll do an extra 4 on top of that. So 12 down to 11.
Sweet. I'm almost structured again.
How
I'm
many,
going to use another reaction to issue a command to you. So you'll get a leadership die. And I'm going to say, you need to escape that claw machine. So any rolls you make, hull checks, you can use that D6. Or if you want to hold it to reduce damage, you could use that as well.
All
Okay.
right, that refreshes the round. It's back to your side.
Would you like to go, Steve?
You guys want to get away from that claw, I think.
Yeah, let me go,
before
please.
I go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You might want to communicate that. What would Steve be saying in game to try and like make that happen?
Well,
How would they know?
One, it's what they're trying to do anyways right now.
Mm-hmm.
But two, I was waiting until I was gonna get it moving. So I was gonna do that as I'm like running back to my mech.
So after your next turn, probably.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, they're already trying to get away from the damn thing.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it doesn't mean
In that case, can I go?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, keep in mind, I can also rescue you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get immediately grappled again. I can't avoid the grapple unless it crit fails.
Fair.
So since I'm at 4 HP, I'm going to stabilize, repair, to restore my HP, and then, well, since I started the turn in the danger zone, I take half heat. So even if I overcharge, I won't go stress. So
Yeah, you're at a 1d6 right now. Even at a 6, you're still okay.
yeah. So I rolled a 2, so I only take 1 heat. So let me...
You'll have to go into your sheet and fix it, I think.
Yeah.
It automatically gave you the 2.
Stabilize 23 out of 20. Man, when was the last time we actually used repair caps? Repair cap is whatever.
6 down to 5. And your heat should only be 7.
Yep. There we go. Okay. Then with my overcharge, I am actually going to fire my integrated weapon mount, which is a cannon, and as part of my passive for siege specialist, before firing a cannon, I am pushed 1 space in any direction. It is a forced movement, so it breaks the grapple.
Oh.
Who are you firing at?
I'm gonna say the fraud up here.
Okay.
He has a lock on if you want to use it.
He does.
All right, so you're pushed in one space in a direction.
So I'm going to push myself away from the claustrosity. Then we're gonna fire.
We're not using this cover right now because you guys are kind of all floating over top of the quote unquote sinking defense platform right now. It has lost all of its ability to hold its place in space. So the ground is kind of a suggestion unless you decide to use it.
Yeah. So I get accuracy from the weapon. I consume lock on. I have difficulty from the fraud's systems because I have tier 1.
Yes.
So that should be a total of +1. So I missed with a 10.
That is unfortunate. Okay.
But I still do have my movement, so we're just gonna move 3 to the north.
You do. Cool.
And that should put me at +1. All right, and that's my turn, and I will update the combat log here.
All right, I'm going to activate the claustrosity. Who's going to move right back to Orion.
Yep, I know.
I'm sorry, Orion, but I know how this guy thinks or doesn't think. And he sees you as a tin can that needs pried open. So, he is going to make a grapple against you. That will hit. You're grappled by it. And it's going to follow up by trying to crush you. Hit for 8 down to 7.
Even with its attack. All right, well, at least I stabilized.
Mm-hmm. That is move quick. And that was not a critical. So, Chimera, Kestrel, or Comet?
Now I could use some help.
I can.
I'll go because
You want
if
to
I
refresh
go,
your
I
thing.
can, I can refresh my reaction
Okay.
and get him out of there again. All right, so I'm going to let's first lock on to infringement. The infringement that's closest to me that's not invisible, so
Sure.
he's 6 spaces to my west. I'll lock on.
He's already locked on.
He's already locked on. Okay, I'm locking on to everyone. So then I'm just going to try to hack him. He's going to get a eject power cores. Let me target him so I get the stuff. All right. Assume that lock on. All right. Hit. So, and since I used a lock on, consumed a lock on him, he's either going to take 2 heat or 4 heat. If he takes 2 heat, then I move him.
He will take 4 heat.
All right, cool. All right, so he is jammed.
Yep.
Let me see what else I want to do. I think who hasn't been locked on at this point?
Well, the fraud got his lock on consumed.
Okay, yeah, I'll lock him on again. And I will. I'll just move. I'll continue moving away a little bit. But I don't want to get out of sensor range for use. Let me just measure. Oh, I can't get out of sensor range for you. Okay, so yeah, I'll start moving away.
All right. Anything else, Comet?
And nope, that's it for me.
All right. Let's see. Interesting. I'm going to activate the invisible infringement. Is going to use its free movement to get closer to Orion. And then Orion is within range. So he is going to attempt... first, he's going to lock onto you, Orion. And he's going to try hit you with the dual shotguns.
All right, let's do it. I'll react. Roll d6. Okay, so I rolled a 3 this time, so you don't get resistance to damage, but you can teleport up to 6 spaces, I believe. Yeah, 6 spaces.
Right.
Okay.
Orion, you got hit by both shotguns. So that is going to be 5 damage and 5 damage.
I'm going to brace.
Okay. Unfortunately, characters that are successfully attacked more than once in a turn by the Breacher's dual shotgun become shredded for the rest of the scene.
Okay.
Wow.
So does the resistance from brace apply to the damage first and then I get shredded after? Or does it matter?
When you are hit by the dual shotguns, you become shredded.
Okay. So then there's no point in bracing.
That is the unfortunate outcome of this. They have literally broken your armor.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I go
All
next.
right.
And then I teleport
wait.
6 spaces.
You do move. You
Yeah,
do
and then
teleport.
you still move.
Yeah.
That is the infringement's turn. It is back to your side.
Wait, it's how many spaces is that?
6.
6.
Oh wow.
Do you want to go,
Yeah, I can
Chuck,
go.
or do you want me to? I don't care.
I mean, I was gonna rescue Orion, but it looks like you're in the clear. Well, I'll go. So I'm just gonna move and pull Orion a little further along the way since he's not looking too good. So I'm gonna retreat. Let's see, toward the ship, and boost to here, and then I'm gonna pull Orion next to me, further away from the claw creature. So I'm gonna pull you toward me. Let's see, what is
5 spaces or whatever.
Yeah. So we're right here. I figure at least force it to circle around the building might help.
So ready, was it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Yep, that's me.
All right. I am going to. Let's see. He's fucked. He's good. I'm going to move the fraud that is not jammed. It is going to warp sensors Chimera.
Okay.
14 against your E defense will hit. You will take 2 heat.
-6 would be. Yeah, it would still hit. Okay, yeah, I'll take the 2 heat. Because my E defense is 8, so even if I use soft cover on that, it would still.
It would just negate the 3 it rolled on its accuracy.
Yeah.
So it would go down by 3 to
+2.
11.
Yeah, I need the clear heat again.
And then it is going to lock on to you, Chimera. That is its turn. Kestrel.
All right. I'm going to over the communications to my team, hoping that it's not bugged. Just say danger close on claustrosity. Just leave it at that for now. And make my set the autopilot on it here.
All right. Kestrel, I will need your final skill check here. What are you activating?
I want to activate Stay Cool again, if that's possible. I mean, it.
I will allow it.
Okay. Also, I am going to once again beseech you for accuracy since I crit the last 2.
Well, you don't even need to. You're still piloting this ship. Your background is giving you accuracy already.
Fair enough.
Yep.
All right. 29.
29. Kestrel, Steve, as you get this ship set up, you feel it lift off and rip away from the moorings that have it kind of anchored to the station. You did not have time to activate the things that pull the scaffolding away, but you don't really care so much. You watch as there's sparks as they kind of like rip and tear away from the platform. You feel the ship start to pull away, drift up, and you see on your screen it lock on its navigation to the claustrosity.
I do not stick around after that. I'm booking it.
Yeah, you book it back to your mech. With that happening, you all seeing the ship lift off, tear away, and target the claustrosity, we're going to go ahead and call the session for right now. And we will pick back up in next session to see where this leads.
Oh man, what a cliffhanger.
I like you, am also interested to see what this does.
Next time we're all like in like a diner, like that really escalated, guys.
Next time when I determine how successful this is, because those were some very successful actions, we'll all learn together what that does to the state of play. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.